Come, hear the tale of our ragtag crew, brought together upon a mysterious island by fate. They have lost, they have won, and now, alongside a rebel faction, the truth on the wind, they fight against the evil Eterons. Behind it all, an alien being of immeasurable power begins to rise once again. As the land grows cold, our party stands as a light in the darkness. Now, welcome to the Swordcast Adventures.
Sri Telkes, drow in the common tongue. In a way, I'm glad they are here under the mountains in this empty dwarven city. I have business with them, with Lolth. My mind returns to the University of Al-Hassa, the beautiful bowery trees, the endless books, the friends. Spoiled, smothered, stuffed out. So much loss. All because Lolth and her Sri Telkes wanted what was not theirs. I ended many of them in the fighting. It hasn't cooled my vengeful thoughts. But what does Lolth care for her supplicants? Perhaps that is the key. They are but livestock. I need to take something from her that she really cares about. This relic of legend. In the hands of my friends and out of hers will be a start. I am grateful for my companions, and perhaps I should be more forthright with my past, with this, with them. It is a happy coincidence that we have need of this staff anyways. Just need to finish off these drow.
As we all find ourselves at the top of this round, Rain had just done a volley of shots previously, and now we move on to the drow's turn. This drow right here, who again has a little bit more to their armor, a slightly heavier armor, a shield, and a short sword, begins to dash forward towards Grimtuck. Instead, he kind of takes a wide breath around Grimtuck to the south, pulling out the crossbow he's also had on his person, and fires a shot off at Grimtuck, going southwards down towards the staircase off of this kind of plateau that you stand on. Fires a shot, and with a 9, misses entirely. It flies over and just like ricochets off the giant crystal in the center, clattering against the ground. It kind of echoes through the caverns for a moment, but goes away quickly.
Grimtuck probably looks more at the crystal than the guy shooting. Like, what? Fuck! Crystal's doing shit!
From behind one of the 2 statues, kind of guarding the entrance, the now giant spider begins to move around the side. As it stays kind of crouched against the side of the statue, it jumps off and rushes over near to the fountain once again. And as it does, you hear again, it's odd because it's not just a giant spider. Instead, its huge mandibles at the front kind of flutter as it speaks in Elvish. And Elduin, you hear it say, "Yes, one of the surface, you shall die first." That's what she says, and makes you roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, it's a different thing. Still wisdom. Let's see how wise I am. 18.
18.
With a +1? You fucking lucky turd.
You feel your form hold for barely a moment as you shake off whatever the hell this was. As her spell fails, she swears in a language that does not sound Elvish. And she finishes up kind of standing there, like readying, bracing herself on all of her legs. This like odd viscous liquid dripping down from the large fangs at the front.
How is the guy behind me looking? The drow behind me.
He is definitely not looking the best.
Okay.
He has taken a good amount of damage, and it is visible in the slick-looking growing stains on his clothing.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to try and remove him from the picture before I turn my attention back to the retriever. So I will make my first attack. That's going to be a 21.
21 hits.
So 1 lightning, 14 total
14
damage.
total damage.
And then I would like to apply a level 1 spell slate. Excuse me.
What are
level
those?
1 spell slot. And I will smite. I'm going to smite a fool.
Smite away.
That was poor. So 20 points of total damage. Does he still draw breath?
As you swing, you spin around and catch him right in the side, and as you do, you allow the magic to flow through your weapon and connect, and the burst and explosion just emanates out of his side, and his whole being just kind of explodes, leaving a well-opened torso to this drow, and the life no longer in him.
I was gonna say. So you're saying he's got a chance. Yeah, still good. And then I will turn back to the retriever and give it the what for?
Oh, yes, the what for?
With a 20.
20 hits.
I would like to roll damage. Yeah. So that's actually -3, so it would be 22 points of damage. But I think I will give it a second level smite.
Okay.
Because, hey, he hurt me real bad. So let's make that 22 plus 14 is 32 plus 4, 36 points of damage.
So then 18 more on top of it.
14 more on top of it.
Okay, yeah. You just, this time you kind of like whip your sword around and dig it into the creature's shell, and you're able to kind of pierce it. And as you do, you see that kind of radiant pulse go into the creature, into its side of its machinery, and out of the eyes, which you assume are some ways of this creature to see, you see a flash of white, and it kind of stumbles for a moment but holds itself steady.
I am going to move myself 5, 10, 15, 20 to the southeast as to put myself, put the retriever between me and the giant spider. But that is the end of my turn.
Oh, Elduin, your arrow
Yes.
is at the end of its turn or your turn. The
My
arrow you
arrow?
shot at the wonderful four-armed demon boy.
Oh, sorry. Let me double check, because...
It is important.
Yep. At the end of its next turn.
Well, then, for a moment, silence kind of falls over this crowd, and then this odd sucking sound as the creature returns from his stint not on this plane. He just like, what was that? In Elvish. And yes, then we move to Grimtuk's turn.
Okay. Do Schnauzle in front of me. I'm gonna do Reckless, Great Weapon Master with the Pyre Maul. And yeah, see what I got out of that. 17 to hit.
I do believe that hits. Let me double check, but I'm pretty damn sure. Yes, it does.
Looks like that's... Is that accurate? It's not doing the Great Weapon Master. 2d6 plus 9, or plus 9. 3 and 5. I had to just roll it myself. And 9. 14, 15, 16, 17. That'd be 27, because I don't think it's adding the Great Weapon Master damage on there.
Okay. And with one swift connection with the Pyre Maul, this creature is crushed and burned all at the same time.
It cooked him and squished him.
That's a hot cake right there.
Yeah,
Delicious.
right?
I'll go, let me see how close I am to Bug Guy. Okay.
It's beyond meat, let me tell you.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna run up rope on this
charcoal.
bug gentleman, the elvish bug.
Excuse me.
Gentle person.
Arachnid. Two different things.
And since I killed the guy, I get a bonus attack on this turn. So I'm going to take 2 swings on this guy using my bonus action. Because I never remember to do that shit.
But you did
I know,
this
right?
time.
Alright.
Well done,
Okay,
sir.
So, indeed, 20 plus 10. So 17 plus 13 minus 5 is 25 to hit.
25 to hit. 25 hits.
And then we'll roll damage, which would be 2d6 plus 9 equals 6 plus 2. 6, 7, 8. What does that say? 8, 17 plus 10 plus 3. So, there we go. 27, 28, 29, 30 damage.
This creature is a lot squishier than you'd expect. Not in the, I would say not in the vitality department, but more so, this is not an armored creature. So when you connect with the Pyramalt, there's just a satisfying squish.
Oh, kind of just wedges in there. Ugh. Is he still standing?
Yeah.
Oh, gross. Just fucking smell. And he
It's a
stinks.
giant
I'm gonna hit
spider,
him
man.
again. Okay. No, I didn't know. He's just usually when things squish when I hit them, then they stay squished. But he seems durable. All right, cool. I'm gonna swing on him again.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Holy shit! Okay, try that again. And that's 15, 25, 26, 27, 28. Oh, and he
28.
should be making strength saving throws, by the way. Wait, no, that's only if I roll. What's up with that Pyramalt?
She's got
You gave me this weapon that does a bunch of cool shit. Never mind. Have to roll an 18 or a
Okay.
20.
okay.
Sorry. I'm still learning.
How much damage altogether?
The
28,
second
you said.
one
Got
is
it.
28.
28.
Yes.
No, the spider looks worse and worse with every strike, but it is still a giant spider and it is still there standing before you. The creature, the drow that stands up top of the building, sees all this going on, and she kind of looks around, sees you all, and now basically calls out to the creature below her again, as she did just previously. She rushes over to the side and looks over and sees the two individuals standing next to the retriever and the giant spider. Holding out her hand, she casts a lightning bolt straight at Grimtuck from a high. You hear her call out, "No, mistress!" And a crackle of electricity fills her hand. She throws it out towards you. So Grimtuck, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
17. So you're able to slightly dodge out of the way, taking only a small portion of it. And that means you take 14 points of lightning damage.
Singe my leather pants.
How fucking dare you?
My best and only pants. You said I take
Mhm.
14? Is that halved or is that 14?
14 is the halved.
Okay, so quartered because I'm reading.
Ah. And
Ooh,
then she kind of
alright.
dips back below this, not banister, but the kind of like wall that lines the roof of the building and is out of sight at the moment.
Was that the lady up by the door, up by the crystal that surrounds the door?
So she is actually standing upon the roof, so higher up, probably about like 25 feet from from where you all are,
Bitch Zeus'd me. Fucking lightning on high.
and is now hiding behind at least a 4-foot wall.
Okay.
Bringing it to Elduin's turn.
All right. So first question is, Metolius, how are you looking?
Yeah, mighty beefy. I am almost bloodied. I'm almost at 50%.
Okay. And how is this crazy contraption in front of Metolius looking?
There is a few wounds on it, but I don't know if you'd have the ability to tell how it is.
Okay. Okay. Well then, I think that I will carry on with my standard plan, which is shooting an arrow into the arachnid witch that was messing with me. So I'm going to fire a sharply shot arrow which is going to be a 19 to
Yes,
hit.
a 19 hits.
Great. Then that is 24 points of damage altogether. 6 of it is
Okay.
cold, and the rest is magical piercing. And then I'm going to pull out another arrow and whisper my magic into it and fire a second shot at this creature.
Sounds good.
Sharpshooter as always. As almost always. Oh, that's going to probably miss for a 9.
9 does miss.
I will call upon the magic that I've whispered into it, and the arrow is going to bend around the statue on the far side of the room and speed towards the big drow robot.
So take a Yui.
It's going to take a Yui. It's going to do the Patriot arrow thing and just like around the corner for a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
Sweet. That's going to be 12 piercing damage on Claptrap. And then I will take my third shot, sharpshooter at the arachnid. It's a 24 to hit for another 20 magical piercing.
There you go. She is still standing.
All right.
Well, she is still kind of like scuttling.
I'm gonna throughout all of this. I'm gonna take like an in the zone, couple of steps forward and move forward 5 feet. And that is it.
Sounds good. Seeing you do this, and seeing that his target is no longer there, the drow warrior rushes over, pulling out a hand crossbow and fires it at you, Elduin.
Me? Okay. This is which one? Is it the one that's closer? Or
It is the
further?
drow on the eastern side of the crystal, so it is here, further. So it's basically on the opposite side of the stairs from where you are, but seeing that you firing arrows towards the giant spider, it tries to take advantage of that fact and fires a crossbow bolt at you for an 18 to hit.
That is going to hit me.
You're taking 6 points of piercing damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
All right. 25.
Holy shit.
It hits your chest, and you feel it, and in that moment, you just kind of like brace and pull it out and see that black liquid leak out before it's able to fully get inside it, like filter into you.
Yeah.
Drow poison. It's a thing. We move to our fair, medium-sized robot. It's not a giant robot. It's a medium-sized robot.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. It's merely large. It is not.
So first, it rears up on its hind legs and starts to slash at you, Metolius. First, with a 28 to hit you.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
With 9 points of slashing damage. I think legitimately the lowest I could have rolled. Just about. And then a second swing for a 24. So it rears up and just breaks itself down on you. You try to hold up a shield to block it, but you feel both of its legs kind of just stab into your shoulders as the weight of this creature like holds on you for a moment. Then you notice it takes its head and spins it around, and as it does, it fires off this like kind of white and kind of blackish beam straight at Grimtuck.
Oh, dick move.
You need to make a dexterity saving throw, Grimtuck, and I would say because you're facing the spider, it's not something you can see.
Okay, then I do not have advantage.
23 makes it. So you take a total of 11 force damage as you feel its force beam just plow into your back. You see then, Metolius, its head kind of like swivels back as it like rears back off and starts to ready itself for the next round. Amelia, it is your turn.
Amelia will step out from around the back of the crystal that she is behind in the southeast corner of the room. And as she steps around, she takes a look at the scene in front of her. Can she tell who is hurt more, Metolius or Grimtug?
I would say,
Definitely not Crypto.
yeah, I would say yes. You could,
Okay.
just knowing your companions, you can tell that Metolius is hurt more than Grimtug.
Okay.
My blood's like a fun, like festive bloody. His is like not. It's like joyful and celebrated.
Amelia is going to step out from behind the crystal that she is hiding behind, and she is going to hold out her free hand as she points towards Metolius, and a bright light kind of builds up and shoots forward towards him as she gives him some of her healing light for 15 HP.
Thank you very much. He is appreciative.
And then she is going to hold out her other hand as she points her new Rod of the Pact Keeper at this spider machine in front of him and cast Firebolt.
Pew, pew, pew.
Sounds good.
For 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
It's a garbage roll. Okay.
Yeah.
She is then going to step back behind the crystal that she was hiding behind.
Sounds good. Yeah, as you fire off your firebolt, you just see it kind of like dip underneath, and you see the bolt just like kind of skim over the top, making no purchase. We then move to Rain.
Alrighty. So where Metolius moved his position, he's now standing between me and the mechanical spider. I'm assuming that the spider's big enough that I can hit it past Metolius without any disadvantage or anything.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. Then I will attack the spider from my hiding position with my light crossbow.
The mechanical spider. Right.
Yes, the mechanical spider. And attacking from hiding gives me advantage, right? That's how that works. I ask every time.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
It does.
Okay. There we go.
Hits.
21 to hit. Come on. There we go. So that's 6, and then I need to roll my sneak attack, because Metolius is within 5 feet. 23, so 29 altogether.
This does fully catch purchase as you see the bolt flies, and it actually catches into Metolius's the wound he had given it, and you see the bolt push in, and you see a few sparks kind of fly out of the hole.
Excellent. I will go ahead and... do you want me to make another hide action to stay hidden on this turn?
Yes,
I'm
I would like you to
assuming.
make another hide action.
Cool. So I'll use my bonus action to hide. 32.
You are not hidden. They see you perfectly, and I don't know what you're talking about. No, you believe you are hidden, and I think so does the world.
She's right over there with the blonde hair and the mask. That's the one who shot me.
That's the tiefling that shot me.
Yeah, that's
All
her,
right, so
right
obviously
there.
I'm staying put, hiding behind this crystal with Amelia.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. At the top of the round, the drow that is closest to the stairs, across, basically just to the opposite side of the stairs of Elduin, who are both in the southern portion of this whole walkway, seeing you firing off at what you could imagine in your knowledge of the drow, Elduin, being a higher person higher in the hierarchy. He just like draws his sword and just starts charging you.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, duel him.
Oh, can he actually get to me? All right.
It's just no, he cannot. Sorry.
Okay.
But from here, he pulls out that crossbow and takes a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And he fires with a non-natural 20.
Yeah. Non-natural 20 though. I think. No, it's okay. Nothing out. Yep, it is.
Okay. The bolt catches you in the shoulder. You feel 10. You take 10 points of piercing damage as it digs in deeply, but you also have to make another Constitution saving throw.
Doing it. Oh, shoot. Well, that's a natural 1.
Elduin, as you look at the bolt in your arm and you go to reach for it, you lose footing and you fall unconscious.
Is this a poison?
It is a poison.
I have resistance to poison from my armor. For what that's worth. I don't know if unconscious counts, but
well, so I would say resistance to poison would lower the What?
Lower the damage.
Yeah, lower the damage, but not the effect. And this effect only happens especially because of what you rolled.
Okay.
Ooh, nighty night, Elduin.
Yeah. So I take not 10 damage is the point, or?
No, the 10 damage is piercing. You
Okay.
take no damage from the poison,
Okay.
but you fall unconscious.
I'm unconscious. Okay.
It just makes you a sleepy little baby.
It's rude.
Yeah, I guess I should have done something about this bolt.
I like how you
Hindsight.
flex the first one out, and you're like, this bitch ain't got.
Yeah, that's yep, the hubris.
The hubris. As you're falling, as your like consciousness like wanes, you hear a word in Elvish coming from him, just like good. That makes it the giant spider's turn.
The non-mechanical giant spider.
The non-mechanical
Squishy
giant
one.
spider.
Dude, drow bad guys are cool. They're fucking.
She kind of
weird.
like rears up, and as she does, you see her mandibles flex and move as you can hear these Elvish words coming out. I don't think you speak Elvish, do you,
Oh
Grimtuck?
hell no.
I didn't think so, but it doesn't matter if you speak it because it is still going to make you make a wisdom saving.
Ooh, is it a universal language? The language of love.
Oh yeah, she loving on you, baby.
All right.
Language.
Holy shit! I'm loving that 19 I just fucking rolled.
That was well enough to keep this off. She seems to be saying like the tone, minus the fact that giant like meaty mandibles are just flapping in front of you, which is disgusting.
Ooh, I'm gonna make kissy faces at her and wink, trying to antagonize her.
Oh yeah, her like the sounds you hear seem very pleasant as she tries to cast this, but it changes instantaneously into something much more gritty and rough as she notices the spell not come to fruition.
You're gonna have to buy me a drink first. And I'll just
Hey.
I'll wink at her a little.
She's going to try to run.
Ooh.
She is sentient and understands that she could die in this moment.
Let's can I opportunity attack grapple her?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to hit her. I'm gonna try and keep her right here. Should we do opposed athletics?
Sure.
And I get to roll that with advantage, I believe.
I don't know why I try. I don't know.
I mean, the spider could roll athletic or acrobatics too.
That's
That's
true.
true. I mean, good luck beating that 30. Lots of luck to
I
her.
don't think I could. I don't think I could beat. No, not even close.
Oh, did it do? First one was, I think it did advantage on its own.
It did.
Okay, well, cool. I'll take either.
I mean, well, no, the first one was 30,
Yeah.
no matter what. So yeah, she didn't make it as she like spins around, putting her, just like her legs start to skitter across the floor as you grab on and hold her steady.
Just kind of grab her by her bulbous giant husk, and I'm not letting her go nowhere.
There you go.
I'm not even gonna say the gross things.
That's probably better, really,
Yeah.
in the long run.
She's gross enough as it is.
Just really, truly. Okay, so Metolius, it becomes your turn. As you see the spider fail at something, but turn and try to rush away.
All right, I will keep attacking the retriever. All right, swinging out. 29 to hit.
29 hits.
24 damage.
Good lord.
So, as you bring your sword down this, or axe, correct? Claw of Talus.
Yes, Claw of Talus.
All right, as you bring your axe down this final time, you just crash it through, following and continuing to just bear down on this break in its armor that you have made and Rain has helped. And you finally, with that one last slash, just bring it straight through the head of the creature into the floor below it. And it kind of fizzles and sparks for a moment, and then it just kind of crumples in that like weird dance you see odd long-legged aliens do in some video games.
Okay.
Just kind of back and forth for a moment until it crumples to the ground, just dead.
All right.
Okay, anything else, Metolius?
I would, seeing Eldwin on the ground, Metolius will rush over to him, and I guess I'll reach down and try to shake him awake.
It would take a whole action to shake him.
Oh, and I already made the attack, so...
I would say more so as you try to, you notice that Eldon is in a very deep sleep.
Okay, seeing that
You have great weapon mastery, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Then Metolius would use his last 10 feet of movement to make his way toward the drow, so that he would basically just protect Eldwin.
Sounds good.
I think I'm just going to give up the second attack. I think that's just the end of my turn. Yeah, I'll just hold where I am by the stairs leading up to this place.
Grimtuck, as you hold onto this giant spider, you hear the sound of heavy and basically the sound of galloping coming towards you.
Fuck, yes.
As you hear something from a creature I don't know if you have even seen yet or know really what it is.
Oh, hell no.
It screams out in something that is not a language that you've heard as of yet. You may have heard it in the past, but now it's just a terrible, horrible, like brimstone crackling. As it rushes towards you, that's 30. He basically rushes right next to the door of the tomb around the statue and then straight towards you and the spider in the very center of this whole area.
Fuck yes.
You see this creature, this large beast, four-armed and kind of backward, like that oddly hinged knees, just galloping on its things, just screaming out in that same language towards you and seemingly towards the spider as its mane of white hair just flaps behind it. That is all it can do, though, as it is. Actually, that's not true. Is going to cast darkness.
Oh shit! Didn't it?
Oh
it
no,
didn't
it can't.
dash?
That's an action.
Yeah.
So nope. That's all I can do. It can run forward.
If these things have 60 feet of movement and they can cast, I am fucking now scared of them. That's fucking hardcore.
No. It rushes forward. It is now your turn as you grasp onto this giant spider who's trying to wriggle out from your grasp.
I will pull her back by the foot that I grabbed as she probably tries to get away. And I'm going to try and smash her with my hammer, just looking right past her to the other dude. Because that's who I actually want to fight. So let me get this knocked out here. All right, Pyramall, don't fail me now. Yeah, that's going to be an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
I didn't think so with a roll of a 3. Fuck, I was distracted by the giant guy. I'm going to swing one more time. Son of a bitch, I rolled the exact same thing.
So the creature skitters out from under. You're still grabbed, but is able to pull its way out. Wait. Did you release it?
I don't know how you want to work this out mechanically, but I imagine I probably would have to hit it because I technically grappled
You absolutely
it.
would have to because it is a maul.
Yeah. So it doesn't really make sense I'd be able to hold on to it still. So yeah, I release it.
Okay, so it skitters out below these massive strikes as they crash into the ground, break stone, and like fire just like erupts out of each hit. But it is you did not connect.
All right, that's all I got. I got nothing else.
Above you all, words of variety, and a light glows. From behind the wall, the seeming mage stands and holds out a hand, and you see her eyes glow light. Her hand, a rune erupts on it. And then darkness coalesces. And as it does, this creature, a hunched form, no legs, almost a like cloak like lower half that is attached to the ground, rises up, long claws reaching out, a horrible gnarled smiling head, and two long open dark wings grow from the ground as this creature arrives onto the northeastern side of the center crystal. We move to Shadowy Boy, put Shadowy Boy on initiative, and she once again does her best to hide. She doesn't use any form of action, but she dips down and dives underneath behind the wall she stands next to, trying to keep herself out of sight. Elduin, you're dreaming of pleasant fields and tall forests of your home. But
I breathe deeply.
you do. But in this moment, as you see these things, you see fires grow as the moon rises, and hundreds of drow come out of nowhere and start to attack. You twist and turn within this slumber. It is not a restful one. Speaking of drow, Metolius, the drow on the southwestern side of the crystal, steadies a crossbow and fires at you with an 18 to hit you.
An 18 will not hit me.
The bolt pings and kind of ricochets off, hitting the ground and splattering the poison that fills the tip across the ground. He swears out in Elvish towards you, something I do not wish to respond in polite company. But that is his turn. As he kind of sees all this happen, the drow runs up and tries to hide within the fountain behind the crystal, giving himself any amount of cover he can. Bring it to Amelia's turn.
Amelia is going to again step out from around the crystal that she is hiding behind to get an eye on the scene. She sees that Elduin is unconscious. I think she sees this big four-armed demon boy for the first time.
Yeah, I would say so.
So Amelia steps around from behind this crystal, and she doesn't really notice it, but something comes over her, and she sees this thing and kind of just goes completely angry. As she sees it, she begins to move forward straight towards the thing. And as she does, she begins to yell out in Abyssal, "Lower Plains filth! You will suffer! Get away!" And she's going to hold out or she's going to reach into her component pouch as she pulls out the petrified eye of a newt and just crushes it with pure anger in her hand and wipes it across her mask, so this smear appears. As she points out to it and casts Hex upon it, the same smear appears across its face. She's going to hold out her Rod of the Pact Keeper and cast a firebolt at this thing.
Okay.
For a 16
16
to
does hit.
Okay. So that is 21 fire damage.
You notice as the fire kind of braces over its body, you notice that it kind of fizzles out quickly and not as much damage.
Oh, and then some necrotic too.
Mm-hmm.
2 necrotic.
Nice.
And what did you say it has disadvantage on?
Oh, I'm going to give it, let's say, strength.
Yeah. I'm gonna suplex that bitch.
Yes.
Anything else, Amelia?
That is it.
Sounds good, Rain.
All right, I am gonna kind of see the situation where Grimtuck might be about to be surrounded by several other enemies, and I am going to attack the spider that he is currently engaged with.
Mm-hmm.
Light crossbow.
2.
Oh, that would be a crit.
Yeah, that would be.
So let's see. So that'll be. So I guess it would be 10 plus a 24 would be 34, and then plus a D8 would be 32 or 42, and then plus 66.
So 36.
Yeah.
So that'd be 78 damage.
78 damage.
Okay, so she sees an opportunity to try and get away from Grimtuck, him missing twice. As she does, she rears up to try to rush towards the four-armed demon creature. And as she does, she leaves a whole portion of the back of her head open, and you connect straight there. This spider, you see both of its kind of mandibles just fly off with the power of the bolt. A small hole in the back of the head, but a large one in the front, as a huge sopping mess of a form hits the ground and then slowly turns back into the drow form, missing its lower jaw and just bleeding out onto the ground.
It made its own head blow up and then turned into a drow. What the fuck is up with these things?
Oh, I should use my bonus action to hide again.
Okay,
Which will be
a natural 20.
another natural 20 for a 33.
Yeah, I think you're hidden at least a little bit. Metolius, this drow standing in front of you, looks down at Elduin, who is lying on the ground unconscious, and then looks at you and just rushes straight at you, seeing the point of your ears.
Come. Meet death with open arms.
Natural 1. Fuck. He runs in but trips over the edge of these stairs, just not gauging it well enough. As he rushes at you, he swings wide and goes sailing over your head. But he tries again as he flips it around and tries to stab forward at you with his short sword. One more
Bring
time.
it.
And with his 13, it just slides off your shield as it's batted away. And he just spits just vitriol at you in Elvish.
It's a good thing Lalt is really forgiving of failure.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
super forgiving of failure.
I will reciprocate the attacks on this gentleman.
Okay.
That's a 27,
Hits.
which will be a total of 18 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll come back across. I'll do a downward strike across his chest, and I'll come back with the backhand for a 25.
Also hits.
So 13, and I'll expend a level 1 smite. So actually it will be 24.
Ooh. He screeches out as your radiant damage erupts out of the wound you've just given him. But he still stands holding his sword and shield.
I say to him in Elvish, no one would think less of you if you ran now.
Sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast, but this is Chris the DM here, wanting to let you know of a few awesome things going on right now, such as the Help Action podcast, run by Dix, Matt, Ethan, and Max, all here to take the help action and give you advantage on your role-playing experience. Check it out at help-action.com or anywhere you can find your podcasts. Are you stumped in finding gifts for your friends who are into tabletop role-playing? Do you find yourself in need of a place to house your hoard of dice? Well, let me tell you, at Necrotic Damage on Etsy, our fair Rain or Jessica makes wonderful dragon-themed dice bags, perfect for holding a hoard worth of dice. Right now, she has a set for both metallic and chromatic dragons, and they are wonderful. Check them out at etsy.com/shop/necrotic damage. Last but not least, have you checked out our DM's Twitch channel? Well, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, our DM puts on a wonderful show, starting at 9 a.m. Monday and Wednesday Pacific Standard Time, and 3 p.m. Friday. He does a variety of gaming and art, and we definitely think you should check it out. Check it out at twitch.tv/DrakmoreDigital. And now, without further ado, back to the podcast.
This creature, this multi-armed demonic beast, rushes forward, and you hear in Abyssal in return, Amelia, "Do not worry, little one. Your time shall come soon." As he rushes forward to Grimtuck, swings out with his kind of elongated maw and tries to bite down on your shoulder.
Cool. This guy a lot bigger than me?
Yes.
Okay. That's cooler.
22 to hit you.
That hits.
You take a total of 9 points, so 4 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
And then he wheels back and just tries to just rend you to pieces. Tries to. That is 17 to hit you.
That does not.
Followed by a 22.
That one hits.
As you feel his first slash miss and into the ground, you don't see the second come across your chest for 6 points of slashing damage.
Imagine I just wince and smile and I'm about to answer it right back.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna see if I can take the knees out from under him. So yeah, I'm definitely swinging low on this one with the old Pyromall. Let me see here. Let's back up out of this. You know the drill. See if I can do my Great Weapon Master and actually hit this time. Whoo! There we go. That's 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that looks like it's 13 plus 13. So, yeah, 26 damage.
Got it.
And I'm gonna rear back and do another one.
Go for it.
Fucking 10.
10 does not hit.
Swing wide on that one. And yeah, that's all I got.
He kind of cackles out.
Bitch, I don't know what you're fucking laughing about. I smashed your fucking kneecap.
So, as you finish your turn, the shadow creature kind of flows across the ground, and you see it in your periphery, Grimtuck, as it moves next to this giant fiend. But that is all it can do because it can't reach you.
Sweet, I got lucky on that one.
From out behind everything, the drow magic user pops up from behind her partition and raises her staff, and as she does, you see several darts explode out of it as she casts a level 5 magic missile.
God damn it. Hit me.
Yeah, that's kind of what the spell does.
Yep, every time.
Let's see, how many more is that? That's 1 dart so that's 4 more darts. So that's 7 darts altogether. You see as they all fly over your head, Grimtuck,
Oh,
and head straight for Amelia. So that is 7d4 plus 1.
that would make it
Or
75.
plus 7. So that is 25, effectively. 25 points of force damage connect into you all at the same time. You see 7 darts kind of ring you for a moment and just impact into your chest.
Okay. Then this bitch takes 25 cold damage.
She screeches out as you reciprocate the the action.
But that was exactly enough to take my armor away.
She once again just like slides back behind the wall. As she does, you hear her just kind of like wincing in pain that echoes out. But yeah, you take 25. She kind of slinks back behind, keeping herself as hidden as possible. Elduin, the dreams, they become worse. You hear screams all around as fires grow wider and wider. And Metolius, you hear behind you just like the grunting and kind of like shaking back and forth of Elduin upon the ground.
Yeah, yep, it's bad. It's bad over here in my brain.
I will help you once I have dealt with this.
The drow that is kind of hidden on the other side of the crystal runs in between all of this, seeing what's going on, takes a pot shot at Metolius as well. 18 does not hit you, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. I block his poison bolt with my shield.
It shatters as it connects into your dead center in your shield. The slight goo that is now stuck kind of drips off, but is harmless.
I got goo on my shield.
As long as you don't lick it up, it's harmless.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, if it was an option, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Don't lick the shield goo.
Don't, generally speaking.
That's generally a good D&D rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amelia, it is your turn.
From where Amelia's at, she is just going to be looking just death eyes at this thing as she says back to it in Abyssal, "As I said, suffer." And she's going to hold her Rod of the Pact Keeper out as this sickly green orb shoots forth from it and is going to hit the floor here on the other side of this crystal. And it's going to stick to the floor for a second and then kind of crackle as this bright green light explodes out of it as she casts Sickening Radiance.
Nice.
Which should hit all of our combatants down on the floor and avoid all of our allies.
Cool.
I don't think it would hit the guy by me.
It hits him exactly.
Oh, 30 foot. Wow. Nice.
And what does this do?
They need to make a con save.
Okay. They're all so good at that. Oh, big old forearm did not make it. The Shadow Demon didn't make it either.
What does that do for your hex spell?
The Drow didn't make it.
It still triggers.
Oh, cool.
None of them made it. Not one.
So they are going to all take 23 radiant damage as well as, and then the big guy is going to take an additional 2 necrotic. And then all of them are also going to gain a level of exhaustion.
Ooh. You said 23?
Yep, 23 radiant.
Okay. Yep. The Shadow Demon screeches as half its form almost dissipates, but it holds itself together just barely. Everyone else, 23? This guy, the lowly Drow warrior, falls and burns to the radiant damage you have applied to him. And Good. And the Dragoloth also screeches out in pain. Anything else?
Yeah, Amelia is just going to move forward and take a position next to Grimtuck, just outside this ring of radiant corruption, as she is just staring death eyes at this hulking figure, as you can kind of see little bits of like white sparks and flame beginning to build at the edge of her eyes.
I knew that was coming.
Rain, it is your shot.
All right. Yep, just from where I'm hiding, I'm going to shoot the big guy.
Okay.
All right. I have advantage from hiding. 26 to hit.
26 hits.
Excellent. All right, that'll be 9 plus my sneak attack of 17. So 26 altogether.
26?
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to do this one?
Oh, whoa.
Woo!
How much taller than Grimtuck is he?
I would say a good 3 feet taller.
Okay. So, like, his chest would be, like, right above Grimtuck's head, probably?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, my arrow would just, like, zoom right past Grimtuck's head, like, right over it. He feels a little bit of wind from it and just thucks right into its chest.
Ah, yes. Straight, a nice thuck in the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he screeches out and just, you see him just, and you fall over.
Perfect.
Guys.
Let me make a stealth check real quick to continue hiding where I'm at. And that will be another natural 20 for a 33 again.
Jeez.
So hidden.
Oh my gosh.
No one knows where I'm at.
Not a one. The warrior in front of you, Metolius, now after Rain's turn, takes a stance and just looks at you. And in Elvish, he says, "There is no running. There's only death. Death is better." 24 to hit you.
That hits.
7 points of piercing damage.
He's gonna put you to sleep.
7 points of piercing damage. Yeah.
With 9 points of poison damage.
Okay.
He then, as he removes his sword, he basically grabs your shoulder and tries to jam his short sword into you once again. 15 does not hit. This time, his wounds take him, and he flinches just enough where it just skims off the back of your armor.
Okay.
Leaving him open for a retaliation.
Then it is death you shall have, as I strike him for a 23.
That hits.
He takes 29 points of damage.
How would you like to do this, sir?
I will just remove his head from his shoulders.
Okay.
Excellent.
A nice
Great.
plastic
Great.
sleeve.
Grant him a quick death.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. I'm a paladin. It's what I do. Mercy is my call and my creed. Let's see. Can I make it to... I will Misty Step. I'm going to do it. And I say...
That means you have to make a con save.
Ooh.
I have to make the con save. Oh, because I'm in your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in your thing. Why do I got to be in your thing?
30 feet from that square I highlighted.
Why do I got to be in your thing, bro? Okay,
You moved there.
but a 17.
My DC is 19,
Oh,
which means you take 23 radiant damage and gain a level of exhaustion.
But what if I was lucky?
But what if you were?
But what if I was?
if
And
you
I
were?
rolled it again. And we got worse, apparently. So I don't take 23 because I got a ward that says I don't do that. So I take 11. And I do get a level of exhaustion. Thanks, Amelia.
super glad you slept in before we came here. By the way,
Yeah.
remember that level exhaustion?
Oh yeah, and I remember someone talking shit because I metagame.
Come on, I'm busting your balls, but it is.
I
kind of
know,
poetic.
I know. I'm just saying that I was saving my ass.
Well, here we are now.
So here I am now, attacking this demon with my second attack. 15.
15 hits.
All right. Yeah, I give him a little level 1 smite. Plus, so 21 plus 14. Plus he's a demon. So an additional 2. So 23 plus 14 is 37.
Your smite does what kind of damage?
Oh, the radiant kind.
Yeah, so that let's double that number.
Yeah, so it was a grand total of 18 radiant doubled.
Not to pop culture reference one more time, but you know that moment in like anime where someone's hit by such a force that their body just like screams out and stretches and dissipates?
Yes.
Kind of what happens as this creature screeches out as the radiant and all of the damage like fills its form. It barely existed and now is once again thrown back to the pits.
Okie dokes.
And is no longer standing in front of you.
That is... Actually, I have 30 feet of movement.
Yeah, you could totally move out of the fucking.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Ooh, just enough.
That's the end of my steez.
Okay, your steez is over. Grimtuck, it's yours now.
All right. You took all my things away because y'all just kept killing everybody all around me. I'm like, go to swing on one guy, it's fucking arrow pops out of his chest. Go to swing on another guy, Metolius fucking just apparates in a moist cloud and fucking smashes him. So I run towards the door, towards the lady at the roof, and you know what? Fuck it. Let's lightning javelin.
Okay, you can't see her.
Oh, shit. I will hold a lightning javelin until she pops her little head up, and I'm going to chuck it at her.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
That's your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly knowing, hearing all these screams and other sounds of terror, she does pop up, so feel free to make your attack.
Awesome. Come on, trusty lightning javelin. Don't fail me now. Oh, yeah. 30 to hit.
That hits.
That's going to be 11 piercing, 11, 12, 13, 14 piercing, plus, I'm down for lightning, 4d6. I can roll some 4d6, plus 11 damage of lightning.
Okay, so effectively 26. No, 25. Altogether?
20, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Word. She screeches out as the like clap of thunder and the arc of lightning just cuts straight through her, and your javelin flies a little ways past. You hear it like land in some stone at the back of the tomb, but as it does, she looks down at you all, seeing all of her companions felled and fallen, and you see her. She basically grabs her chest, says a word, and disappears.
Are we still in initiative?
You don't see her anymore. And she did not do what she has been doing. She didn't seem to drop down.
Huh. Alright. Somebody want to go wake up Elduin? He's fucking... What is he doing?
Once Amelia had the chance, like as soon as she saw this woman disappear, the she would have ran back for Elduin.
Okay.
She'd run back and kind of like shake her head as she like kind of like comes back to her senses, and the flames and sparks die out in her eyes. But she runs over to Elduin, and she's going to pull out a pouch as she begins to sprinkle diamond dust upon him as she casts Greater Restoration.
Okay. In this moment, Elduin, as you find yourself screams and fire everywhere, there's chaos going around. You see ones you have fought by and loved be cut down. And at that moment, you draw a blade as one of the drow start running towards you, ready to strike. And at that moment, your eyes flash open as you no longer are under the sway of this poison. But in that, your body instinctively moves. You feel the rage, you feel the pain from all of the things you saw, and you draw an arrow and try to stab at Amelia. I'd like you to roll an attack, please.
This would be I'm not firing the bow, right? I'm just...
No, you're literally just like using it like a dagger.
Okay, so I'll roll my my short sword attack to hit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would be, I assume this is a finesse weapon, so...
Sure.
14.
A 14? Does that break your AC, Amelia?
Nope, just misses.
You stab wide, and the form of the drow fades away, and in front of you, well, above you, sits Amelia. I'm guessing kind of like hunched down next to him, like on your knees.
Mm-hmm. Like one knee, yeah.
And you see your arm reaching out the tip of the arrow just off to the side of her head as you notice your body moved almost on its own. But you find yourself once again staring at your companion, not at a drow.
The sort of like rage of the strike is fleeting, and my like comprehension dawns on my face, and I'm like, "Oh no! Did I strike you? Where is it over?"
Yes, they've gone. We defeated most of them, and then the woman up there ran.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm like, my like brow is sweaty, and I'm like going to be, I think, oh gods, I haven't seen it so vividly in such a long time, but I don't know what they stuck me with, but I had quite the memories. You said the fighting's over. They're dead, except for this one.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and walk over to one of them and just like kick the body and then like keep walking.
Amelia would like give him a hand and help him up, and as she does, she would drop the concentration on Sickening Radiance.
DM, I would like to try to, if I can, in this corner on this wall that the sorceress lady was on, would it be possible to try and parkour up there and go get my javelin?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, that is what I will do. And also take a look around to see if there's anything, like any remnants of her, like if she went invisible or just teleported away. I don't know if there's anything I can find.
Okay. So once you get up there, once you get to the top of this, you see this giant crystal. Like you see now, being next to it, it rises like a spire from a city of in any of Faerun Port, just huge, and as impressive as very clear for what it is too, and that glow emanates out just like the glow of the smaller crystals in the yard. You see your javelin off on the far end of the shrine, but I would like, when you're going over there, I'd like you to roll me a perception check. Not your best?
I rolled an 8.
You don't notice if she's there or not. You don't know if she teleported. You don't see any signs of her.
Word. I grab my javelin and jump back down and join the rest of the crew.
After kicking one of these dead drow, I'm gonna like walk over to one of the like exterior crystals and just like lean up against it a little bit and just like take a moment, like facing away from the group.
Okay.
Matolia sits down on the ground and puts his axe away and lets the shield fall and there's just a good amount of blood on him and around in the general area, and I think he's just going to sit down and start binding his wounds, I think.
Rain's gonna go check out the door to the shrine that the spider was knocking down. And just kind of check the area, make sure like it looks like we have full access already, you know.
So
maybe take a quick glance for traps.
You notice the door itself. It is still closed, mostly, but there is a decided like line cut straight through the center, and you see it's now, if there was a form of like hinge or something that allowed these doors to open or close, it is now off that and kind of fallen into itself, so you can kind of see inside.
Okay.
But it's very...
But it looks like we'll be able to just like using physical force get them off and get in.
It does seem like you'd still be able to do that.
Cool. Not doing that yet, but just checking. And then I'll come over to Grimtuck and I'll say, sorry for stealing your kills.
No, it's fine. I seriously thought that like that thing's head just fucking exploded. And then I saw the bolt afterwards, and I felt dumb for thinking it, but that was fucking cool. Well done.
Happy to help.
Seeing Metolius start to patch himself up, Amelia would come over and say, "Are you hurt? Can I help?"
I have taken some wounds. I'm feeling a bit tired. Is there anything you can do to help in that department?
Actually, when the spell ends, the exhaustion goes away.
Oh, never mind. Then I'm not tired. But I am wounded. Any assistance you can grant would be very appreciated.
Yes, of course. And she'll move over and she will cast Cure Wounds. First, she has to hold her Rod of the Pact Keeper as she regains one of her spell slots, and then she does it. For 23 HP.
Nice. Is anyone else hurt? I could say a prayer, and if we a prayer of healing that could aid us. But if
I'm doing just fine.
No one else is hurt, I will just use my bandages.
I did take a small bit of damage. I am a little tired, though. If we could take a rest or something, that it might be beneficial. Amelia is completely out of spell slots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check on Elduin. He slept through that whole fight. Now he's just over hanging out by himself. Okay, man, you doing all right?
Got a few tears running down my face when you come to me.
Well, you all right, dude?
Whatever that poison was that was coursing through my veins brought back some incredibly painful memories of home.
Fuck. Like you guys, you fought these things before, right?
I have many of them, yes, on the field of battle, and large-scale conflict. Have you fought your whole clan? Have you seen your clansmen, your fellows, just fall like wheat beside you?
I actually have. Yeah, I have. It's never easy, and it doesn't get easier. Sorry, man, I didn't know that you... Wow, yeah. These things are fucked up. Like... What? I don't even know how you guys would manage. You've been to war with these people?
In a manner of speaking, I'm from Evermeet, and I was part of one of the... Well, it's called the Autumn Legion, but it was my old army, you could say, one of the armies of Evermeet, and there was a large force of these drow, these Sri Telkesir. They broke through a dimensional barrier at the university and slaughtered many of my people. We arrived and we fought them and lost many. It was not a good memory. And at any rate, it has brought me quite a lot of hatred towards drow and Lolth in particular.
Well, I'll say that we're comrades, and your enemies are my enemies. If you would like, perhaps there's more inside for us to kill. So we might do honor to your friends and do justice to their memory.
That's the funny thing, though. I've killed so many of them, and it has not cooled the fires, the anger that I have inside. I had been thinking, actually, that perhaps that just killing them for the sake of killing them was not the answer. I would not hesitate to do it, but I have been thinking that perhaps taking something from them, the way that they took so much from me, might actually help.
But hear me out here. The fact that there's always more to kill, that's also a blessing. But what do you have in mind?
Well, it's serendipitous, I suppose, but just the act of us taking this relic from them, I imagine, will bring some measure of quiet for me. They coveted it so. Lolth, I'm sure, coveted it. We must make sure it never reaches her hands.
I'll hold out my arm in the Viking kind of handshake to kind of offer to help you up and just say,
I will take it.
I just kind of pick you up and sort of dust you off a little and be like, come, friend, let us claim something that Lolth wants, and woe be unto any of her fucking spawn that she sends to try to take it back. I look forward to their coming, and I look forward to also gleefully arguing with you that killing more may not be the final answer, but it's a damn fine answer to start.
I'll crack a little smile and give you a big ol' I don't know, pat on the back. You're not that much taller than me.
We're doing the Viking handshake, so you can do the one pat on the shoulder.
I'm gonna do the pat on the shoulder and just I like you, Grimtech.
I like you too. Come on, let's go see if there's anything else for us to either, I don't know, kill or it kill us, or I'm sure there's some unspeakable horror inside.
Yes, indeed. And I guess we'll walk back.
What were the rest of you doing while this was happening? I know Metolius, you were binding your wounds.
And complimenting Rain on her fine shooting skills.
Thank you.
Yes. When you are practicing your craft, it is quite a treasure to watch.
I've had a lot of practice.
It's not the way I do things, but I can respect it as a way of combating your foes. It is very commendable. Your aim was true.
It usually is.
Did they leave anything behind in their pockets?
That's a good question. I'd probably loot a corpse or two of at least the drow folk.
And while she's looting that, I would turn and say something to Amelia, but if you want to turn the bodies first.
Either way works for me.
Okay, I'll just go. Something came over you there. Something I've never seen before, Amelia. What was that all about? You hurled that creature's own foul language back at it.
She kind of looks over to the body of the thing and then looks back at you. She still has her mask on, so you can't really see the expression on her face, but she says, I did?
You don't remember? You were overcome with a righteous...
I remember calling out to it and yelling at it.
Yes, it was a righteous condemnation of the beast. I've never seen you filled with such fire and brimstone before.
Plus you got a bunch of shit on your mask still.
Oh, that would have gone away.
Oh, God.
Because the concentration ended.
I thought that the components stayed for some reason. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, normally I've been RPing it as it kind of peels off and fades away.
Well, it turns out Elijah knows as much about magic as Grimtuck.
Maybe it does. Who knows? I've just been playing it as it kind of fades off. She's gonna kind of shake her head and she's gonna say, "I'm not sure. All I know is when I saw the thing, I just wanted it dead."
Well, that is a fair approach to most fiendish beings. But, yes, I have to... In our travels together, this is the most livid I've seen you.
Yes, now that you mention it, it was odd. I don't know what it is. I don't believe I've ever seen one of these things before, but for some reason I just couldn't stand it.
You've never battled fiends before that you can remember?
She's gonna like try and she's just gonna do her damnedest to try and remember, and she can't come up with anything.
Maybe you were some great...
She kind of like thinks about it, and she says that one, that last, the shadowy one, we've seen them before, haven't we?
I can't remember.
Wasn't there some in the Enoch fight?
Oh, they were. That's right. I forgot. Yes, there we did. We saw them when we battled Enoch outside Moor Beach. Perhaps in your past life you were some great...
I didn't notice it then, but I felt the same way towards that thing now as well. Once this one passed, as she points at the large one, she said, my focus just turned to that one.
Maybe in your life before you woke up on that beach, you were some great slayer of fiends. It's certainly possible with your skills.
She kind of like shakes her head. She seems a little confused. She says, maybe, I guess you're right. That could be a possibility.
I've just never seen you act that way. And, well, it could be a fragment of your old life peeking through. You never know.
And she gets kind of quiet as she just like starts to think. And maybe you're right.
Ha! That's bullshit. The World Mother herself shat you out to fight these fucking spawn. You don't have a past life. She just came into this world kicking ass and taking names.
Does that happen?
Fuck if I know. Since we got to talking to her, my whole concept of like what is and isn't possible is entirely turned around. But all I know is that the World Mother Spirit looks out for all of us. And obviously, she sent you along to help us along. At least that's the way I'm going with until we figure the rest out. But
something certainly has. That's true.
I've never heard of anyone just appearing in the world full grown and ready to fight the forces of darkness. I'm sure Amelia had some sort of past where she had people who cared for her and raised her, and we should try to help her get those memories back.
Amelia, have you found any like irregularities on yourself, like scars or like previous injuries that have not healed all the way? Something that might hint of an imperfect creation or a past life at the very least?
She begins to like pull up her sleeves and like look at her arms. She's like, I don't think so. And you see her form kind of like flash as she like takes on the redhead that you guys haven't seen since Moor Beach. And she's like, since I can do this, I haven't really even thought to look, but I haven't noticed anything. And then she kind of flashes again and comes back as herself.
Do you have a belly button? That usually means you have parents if you have a belly button.
She would like lift up her shirt and look.
As the marks come from eggs, guys.
The world egg.
The world egg, yes.
Alright, there goes my theory. If you have a belly button, then maybe the World Mother didn't shit you out. But I think I'm going to stick with that just because it's more fun. And I'm thinking to tell other people that when they meet us. Good fucking story for the seas.
That's true. It is quite the pirate tale.
A tall one, it certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
Our whole fucking story is a tall tale. Like we're walking an interesting path.
You're not wrong.
It's a unique one. We're not wrong about that.
Well, as you all kind of sit around and rest and kind of ready yourself, the area once again is quiet. It is It is a almost equally peaceful and unnerving calm and silence. Your voices echo back like a cacophony of spirits rising from the depths, but it's gone just the same. And I think as all of your wounds are bandaged, your readiness returned. And as you prepare to find what is beyond that door, I think that's where we should call it.
When we actually sat in for the short rest, Emilio definitely would have stepped away from the Dragolost's body and took a seat somewhere else.
Do I find anything on those bodies, DM?
Yes. You find a few things, actually. So you find, I would say, a total of about 45 gold.
Got it.
You find a scourge, which is kind of like a 3-tailed cat of nine from the woman who had turned into a spider. Dripping on this kind of short whip.
I will hold on to that.
You also do find all of these creatures have some amount of armor, but they are all very much armored in the look of drow. I would say a lot of them have had their armor damaged in the fray, so you wouldn't be able to get much out of it, but you might be able to find 1 or 2 pieces if anyone is looking for armor here. I know Elduin just wants to drip himself in drow armor.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Big fan.
So
Look, you're
so much
cosplaying
fun.
as your trauma.
No, you also find a scimitar, which seems to have a small well in it that seems to leak that black viscous liquid.
Oh, got it.
As well as a whip. And I would say over the course of all of the bodies, anyone who had fired a crossbow, you probably find a total of maybe 20 poison bolts that have not.
Ooh, that sounds like something the rogue would be into.
Yeah, unless anybody wants any of them, I will hold on to all of those.
They're true to drow poison, which is the unconscious shit, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
20 drow
20 of them?
20. You also
Rad,
find
okay.
About 6 short swords that also seem to have a well in them. Not all of them seem to have held up super well, but any of them that did not make contact, there are a few that did not actually hit armor or shield. So you'd probably find about 3 of these poison short swords that work, that are still quite nice.
I'd kind of collect them and point them out in case anybody would want one who wields short swords.
Other than that, you find symbols of Lolth. You find very little, a few bits of rations, but not
excellent.
much.
Yeah, unless I found any that were particularly ornate that would be worth money, I wouldn't take any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the Loth symbology.
Mm-hmm. Hey yo, Chris here again. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to give a like, comment, or even share it with a friend. A 5-star review on Apple Podcasts would really help us reach a wider audience. If you like us and like to learn more about us, check out our website at www.swordcast.com. We also have a lot more character information and world information there too. Follow us on our socials at The Swordcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And finally, if you like us and like to help support us, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/theswordcast, where for only $5, you can listen to Matt or Metolius run a bunch of us through the Tomb of Annihilation module, which has been one heck of a ride. All in all, thank you so much for listening. And as always, don't worry, you'll be hearing from us soon. Bye-bye.